Do you know? Should you know? Now, Christian, talk to me.
All right.
I like getting real like fierce and right quick and putting people on the spot.
That was not fierce. That was creepy.
That was fierce.
I wasn't expecting it to be honest.
See?
I was a little startled.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So the do you know I brought is do you know what happens like in your brain when you black out from drinking?
So I'm gonna take it real quick.
All right.
For a sec.
Take a stab at
Take it
it.
away.
Because I used to think it was all myth.
Really?
Yes, 100%. I said it time and time again. I said that is bullshit. He used to say, "Oh, I'm blacked out. I blacked out last night." I said,
When do you black out and realize it's not a myth?
That's the problem. It's only if I drink a lot, but if I do, I black out now at some point at the end of the night, and that never used to happen. So I don't know what the fuck changed in my. It's not like I'm drinking more, or anything, because I probably drank more with dumb young kid than now. But it's like now I just lose like sections at the end of the night, and it's like, what the fuck happened? Like I feel like such a hypocrite because I was like, all these kids are like, nah, it doesn't happen.
You only lose little sections or big sections?
It's like little, like.
Well, then you browned out.
Browned out.
Wait, what?
There are different types of blackouts. And I'll get to
It's
that.
from Always Sunny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's their math. It's not.
No, it's an actual thing though.
So brownout is when you just lose segments?
Yeah, it's called a fragmented blackout.
Okay,
but
so I guess that's what happened. So I'll lose, like, I kind of know what I did, but I don't, like, for instance, on my birthday, we were here hanging, we went to the bar, then we were here hanging out, and then I remember stripping down to my Jimmy Jims, and I jumped in the hot tub, and apparently I was talking a lot. Couldn't tell you what happened. It makes it worse because it dehydrates
if you're drinking
you.
a shitload before jumping in a hot tub, then
Yeah, but that was just like one instance where I was like, I know I was in the hot tub, but I don't. I guess that's
Remember
the
what's
brown.
around
I don't
it.
remember
You just
what
remember that
we
fragment.
talked about. I know I was there, then I know I went from there into bed.
Mhm.
But
And then do you like better remember things when people remind you, oh, like
Yeah.
this happened? You're like, oh yeah,
yeah, now I
did
got
happen.
that
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I really
it's a
did think it was always a myth.
fragmented
See, I used to like black out a good amount, but like the only time now, it's really weird. Like I'll be fine the whole night, and like I'll even ask people the next day. I'll ask them like, did I do anything stupid? And they'll be like, no, you're fine. But I ask that because like I'll remember everything, and then the second I walk in my door, that's when I like black out because I think I just like.
You're in the safe space and stuff.
Everything shuts down. Like I don't need any more alertness.
Actually,
so, like, I just like that's when my blackouts happen is when I get home.
Now that you say that, that's actually kind of what happens to me, which is weird. And I think it's like in the moment you realize like, fuck, need to get home. Like that's got to get there. I got
Or
a
you
mission
just
right now. I have an
realize
objective.
You're really that drunk, and you're just like, all right, I need to like still be here.
Or you're putting on an act to get home,
Yeah.
whether a driver or whatever the fuck it is, and then you get home and you're in your comfortable spot. That's weird.
You just check out.
Yeah, it happens to me.
So basically, it's you majored in psychology. You know, like how like
Yes.
long-term memories are like formed and stuff like that, and that happens in the hippocampus, if I remember correctly.
Short term, and then it goes to long term.
Love
Yeah.
going to the hippocampus.
So what's something transfers it from short term to long term, right? Like some neurotransmitter or something like that.
I hated
Oh, okay.
biopsychology, but yes.
I was hoping you'd remember the term because I remembered it like when I looked it up, and then
When you browned
didn't
out.
go to long
Yeah, they
term.
browned out.
Yeah,
and then-
so there's some neurotransmitter that helps getting your short-term memory to your long-term memory, and when you drink, the alcohol fucks around with stuff inside your body, including that specific neurotransmitter. So after a certain point, your short-term memories just never go to your long-term memories. So like
It
basically
makes a lot
like
of
when
scientific sense.
yeah. So basically when you hit a blackout, like you basically just kind of like if you're a video camera, just stop recording. You're doing like everything you normally would, and you're just not remembering it. Well, I mean, not normally, like you'd be doing all the stuff yourself drunk would, like your drunk self would be doing, but you just don't remember any of it. Or once your short-term memory runs out, you don't remember those things that you were doing. So like if you were
not, is like for that neurotransmitter shutting down, is that because of the lack of oxygen to the brain?
I'm actually not sure. That I just
'Cause
like.
isn't that what alcohol does? Isn't
Or
that
it's just
why?
the alcohol creating just a roadblock on the neurotransmitter building up.
Like, isn't that why you somewhat feel funny from alcohol too? Is because it restricts like the oxygen to the brain.
Yeah,
almost?
I just know I know it dehydrates you, which is why you feel sick. But I don't know exactly what happens. I mean, I like that you came prepared. That
Oh yeah, I like looked it up, but like basically like without all like the technical stuff, like you're still creating short-term memories. You're not creating any. But they're not going to long-term memories. So you're still walking around like being stupid and drunk and like doing whatever you'd be doing, and then you're just not remembering any of it.
I mean, that rationalizes it so much. Where it was, like your reasoning just now is like when I heard the apparent reasoning for deja vu, which I think I've told on the show, where it's like, have you ever heard the reasoning for deja vu?
No.
Where like you've had it, right? Where
Yeah.
I've seen this before. Someone told me once it's your eyes are seeing it before your brain perceives it,
Okay.
and there's like a delay,
Mhm.
and it's not that you've seen it before; it's that your eyes just saw it,
Mhm.
but your brain didn't interpret it in that moment.
All right.
So that just made me think of that because it's like, wow, it makes a shit ton of sense. It's not going into long-term memory. You just have your short-term. So drunk, you remembers it, but
Yeah,
normal
exactly.
Brandon tomorrow is not going to fucking
Well,
remember anything.
Well, that's why in Beer Fest, when they're trying to find the Beer Fest, they can't find it again. And the only way they could is because the guy they have to get the guy extremely drunk
Yeah.
to find it.
I remember that. Fantastic.
But,
It's a cult classic.
Oh, what was it? Oh yeah, what I was about to say is I want to get really drunk now and like learn all the technical terms of like why this happens, and someone's telling me a story when I'm really drunk and just explain to them like, hey, well my neurotransmitter's not working right now, so like I'm not gonna remember any of this.
And then you have no friends at the party.
My hippocampus is just flooded with alcohol right now.
I am going to say it now to be a troll all the time, but Kevin, do you ever brown out?
I've blacked out.
You have.
Yes.
Past tense.
And it,
No
I
longer.
don't. I mean, I'm smarter now, where I'm just not a.
Young
an
dumb
idiot.
kid drinking all.
But no, there are points where I reach the brownout. I guess that's what it's called. Like I reach those situations where I'm like, and I sort of amplify everything in my head of like how much of an idiot I was. And
What,
then
you
I
mean,
start
like,
talking
I
to
do that all
people?
the
Yeah, and then
time.
I start talking to people.
What
and
you
they're
mean,
like,
like
"Nah,
in the
you're fine."
moment or the next day?
The next day, I'm like, oh my god, I did this, I did that, and they're like, no, dude,
you were fine.
Yeah, dude, that happens to me all the time. Like I fucking wake up and talk to people and just like, oh, like I don't even ask them. I just straight up apologize right away, and they're just like, for what, dude? You're fine. I'm just like, all right, well,
I get
funny times that I
paranoid.
weren't.
Yeah, I get pretty paranoid about that. But the significant time where I blacked out and it could have like ended bad was it was down when I was at JMU still, and I was out. I don't know what the hell we were drinking or what. It was probably like some stupid
worst
like
of the
Burnett's
worst,
vodka
yeah.
or something like that. But it was at the end of the night and we're getting back. And for some reason I got off, like the bus would like sort of drive through campus and there was a bus stop that was literally like right near where I needed to get off. And I got off at literally like the furthest bus stop from where I needed to be. And I do not remember a single, once I stepped off the bus, there was not a single thing that I don't remember.
Really?
Getting back to
Just
my apartment.
completely black.
Just, I don't know how I got back.
See that? I mean, because that's the stories I used to hear, and I was like, "There's no way. There's just no way." And now I'm like, "Fuck, dirty little hypocrite over here, telling people that they were all making
There
shit
was-
up."
There was one that was even more scary last year. It was around St. Patty's, end of the night. We went to the parade like earlier in the day, and we had 2 cars over there, and we were like, I was actually in Atlantic City the night before with 2 of our buddies, and I get up to my house. I think we were leaving my house. We had to leave my house for the parade at like 11:30. I get to my house at like maybe 11 after a whole night of drinking in Atlantic City. Had nothing in my system. Just got off the parkway. It was like an hour and a half drive. My dad's like, as soon as I walk in the house, my dad's like, all right, shower up, we're going. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, he had a cooler and stuff. There's probably waters and stuff in the cooler. Like, some little, I'll get food at the place we're going
We'll
to.
be all right.
We get to the parking lot to this place. We set up our little tailgate thing before the parade started. I open up the cooler. There's nothing but Guinness. So I'm like, all right, starting the
Jump
day.
back on.
Few hours pass. We end up having to leave the parade, and we were gonna go back to a local pub in town. So somehow, I don't know how, like my parents must have enjoyed themselves a bit too, because my dad drove one car home, I drove the other. We get to this pub. We go into the pub, do a couple more car bombs.
Oh God!
It comes time to leave, and like everyone was gonna walk, so like everyone that was with us like started walking or whatever. Next thing I know, I come to and I'm in my house and the car was in the driveway.
That's terrifying.
I was behind the wheel going through this. Granted, I'm living in a small
You live
town
like
or whatever,
2 minutes away.
but still, I
Scary
drove
shit.
and I have no idea what the hell I was
Scary
doing.
shit. It just made me think of my fucking scary moment. The one time I went to Kevin's house. Never happened to me before.
And I laugh. It's actually a pretty serious thing.
It was fucking terrifying, and so it was not this past Super Bowl. The Super Bowl before that, I went to Kevin's Super Bowl party. It's like me and all of his family and stuff, and we started drinking at like noon, and we drank so much, but it was so spaced out. By the time we were like watching the other guys on the couch, and I wasn't even drunk because it was so much alcohol, but so many hours that I felt fine. And I have the bladder of a 90-year-old man, as I always say. So I go up to pee, and I'm peeing, and my fucking just heart starts racing, and then I fucking wake up because I finished peeing, and then I just wake up on the floor.
Where you were peeing?
Like I was
Like
pissing
on the
at the
bathroom?
thing. I zipped up and then woke up on the floor. I fucking fainted. Have you ever fainted in your life?
Yep.
Yeah.
I never.
I'm not a bitch.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, the craziest thing is my room is literally right next to the bathroom, and I'm literally laying there. I'm laying there sleeping. All of a sudden, I hear, and I wake up and I just look around. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Meanwhile, he's in the bathroom.
I took down his shower curtain. Apparently, I ripped it. I feel awful.
Yeah, he popped it right off. Like,
Oh, but dude,
the
that never
rain.
happened. It was terrifying. I woke up. I was like, how long was I here? And it was only
Was it
like
like a couple seconds?
yeah,
it
was like
wasn't that.
It was like
I remember hearing the door open again because I was sort of like I had heard it, and I was sort of just like waiting to hear some like scurrying in there to make sure and like it wasn't that long.
I mean,
Still, it was loud.
it was terrifying. I like to not blame it, and I think it is because I have that hypothyroidism, and I'm not supposed to drink caffeine. They never explicitly said don't drink alcohol, but I can't imagine if I can't drink caffeine and like coffee and stuff that alcohol is that much better for me.
Mhm.
And I feel like maybe that's starting to fuck with like my brownouts, but maybe that's just an excuse and I should just not drink as much. But I really don't think I'm getting like awful with these brownouts, but who knows? That fainting though, that was another level.
I fainted
Yeah,
once in
something
sixth
else.
grade.
What if he hit your bathtub with his head?
See, that's the scary part. I
Oh,
literally
and I
could
actually
have.
have a really thick like cast iron.
Dude, he does.
bathtub. So
I literally could have fucking probably died that night, which is terrifying. But I finally fell back into your door.
and I wouldn't have known. I would have been
No,
snoozing.
cruising until the next morning.
You
That
would
would've
have
been
shit
awful.
yourself. You would have smelled so bad.
Why do I have to poop myself?
That's the least of his
That's the-
concerns at that point because he's dead as fuck.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
Oh,
for
you do. You poop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
you make it
bowels
poop. I forgot. I
evacuate.
didn't realize I died in this hypothetical. I forgot
Yes,
that
you
part.
definitely died. Cast iron fucking bathtub to the fucking temple.
Well, I think we're all in agreement that the black and brown out exist.
Mhm.
And thyroid out.
Thyroided out.
Hashtag
Christian?
Fired it out. What?
Thank you
No
for
problem.
popping your foreplay virginity, popping that
That's good.
foreplay cherry. You gonna
Thank
come
for the
back?
beer
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Cheers.
Come back.
Just
I've-
the tip.
It's my
I've
empty
none
beer.
left.
So here.
yeah, same.
Yeah, he's touching on it. His dank finger on it.
I didn't do the full intro in the beginning. I'm like comfortable because I also gotta pee.
I don't even know if I was talking into the mic that entire time. So
Well, thanks, Kev.
I apologize if
Well, you're not used to that seat. You can blame it on the seat.
I had it like turned, but I was like sort
A
of.
little cruising. Well, each day of the week at youtube.com/4playvideo, new video goes live. We need you to subscribe to that channel.
We don't need you, but it'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
You're required to subscribe.
required from this point forward to subscribe to our
We
channel.
have your IP address.
Mike, what happens on Monday?
I'm gonna be dreading my life.
Monday's on youtube.com/4playvideo.
Beerio cart.
I'm glad you like partook with me on that conversation because I didn't actually want you to answer that, or I didn't think it was important. I just wanted to put you on the spot there. We appreciate everybody watching all of our shows. You have Burial Cart, you got the Foreplay Podcast. Maybe we'll get more rap reading with Brandon with that travesty. What that was. People watched it.
There could be some green suits.
Ooh, teased. Subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/4playvideo.
If you like what we're doing, make sure to smash that like button.
Be sure to share all our videos with your friends so we could continue to grow. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.